Greetings, Earthlings, Flow Jedis, what's happening? Happy New Year to all of you. I hope you're all doing fantastically, celebrating fantastically. I went to a little get-together yesterday in my cousin's sister's place, and it was very riveting, interesting. A lot of the conversations were mainly around hip-hop and rap that I found, which was quite interesting because, you know, like, what else am I going to talk about besides listening to really, really dope music? And as that was happening, you know, I kind of got this idea, and I've practiced this idea in the past, but I haven't implemented it fully for like a month. So I'm gonna highly recommend this to my audience, okay? So what I advise that you do is you get into a very peak state, okay? I get into peak states every day, right? Cold showers, some form of physical exercise, working out. Mainly my mornings are associated with my own practices like meditation and stuff like this, right? And when you're in a very heightened state, like right after you work out, right after you, or just like that trauma of waking up, right? I think we all face that. Even for years and years, I've gotten up at like 5 a.m., you know? And I've recently given myself a little bit more leeway to wake up at 8 or 8:30, right? 8:30 being my new time. So when you're at a very peak or heightened state, and then you listen to a song, it enters the subconscious and it anchors. In NLP, you'd call it an anchor, right? It anchors that state in. And so this is what you really want to practice, right? You want to practice anchoring in those good emotions, those good feelings to that song. And now you can create a playlist whenever you wake up in the morning, right? Or just pick one song. Pick one song that you keep playing every single day. Now, this might be challenging for some of you who are used to comfort, who are used to novelty, right? Like, oh, I need newness in my life. I need to discover new music. I'm not saying don't do that, bro. You know what I mean? But stick to one song as a reprogramming measure. A song that makes you feel so good, right? A song that makes you feel like, oh my gosh, I'm the champion of the world right now, okay? That type of feeling, right? Feel like you can conquer anything, do anything, be anything, have anything. That kind of song. So when you're tapping into that kind of song and you're doing it religiously every day, it's gonna make the tasks that you're doing a lot more smoother, a lot more efficient. And I've noticed this. It's something wild that happens, so you're going to have to experience it for yourself and not just let me preach at you like an Indian dude on YouTube, right? Do this in the right way. Otherwise, you're completely fucked. Okay? So, yeah, man. You know what? Nah. I've already started the video, so I'm gonna keep going with it. I was thinking of if I should make this more cinematic, but nah, it's kind of nice that you guys see the background, huh? This is a beautiful background. I don't really want to blur it out. I love being near the water as well. It's amazing, man. So, one thing that I've understood in my life is my obsession towards comfort, okay? Comfort foods, comfort clothing, comfortable living, okay? Everybody's trying to seek that comfort or that peace or whatever that is, right? That internal feeling of like, I feel comfortable, I feel good, man. But nothing ever grows with comfort. It's only when you're suffering, when you're going through something, when you're pushing past your limit in your own mind, when you feel like you're actually accelerating or doing something, that's when you start to feel that massive transformation and that growth happening, right? Because it's stretching the boundaries of what you thought was possible. So they say, you know, life begins at the end of your comfort zone, but are you really listening to that advice? Are you really like sitting with that advice and being like, yeah, actually, you know what? Maybe it's right. Maybe I should get out of my comfort zone. I'll try something new, okay? Like for instance, when I was in Bali, I was afraid of the water, bro, and I went jet skiing, okay? That's an example of that. Like, just completely go into it. Like, don't even second guess yourself, right? Because you don't want to hesitate and be indecisive and make that a part of your personality ever, okay? The way you override that is you just practice making decisions. And you'll make a lot of mistakes. I'm not saying that you won't make mistakes, but those mistakes are lessons that will continue you to growth. So you're not a loser, you're just a winner in transit. You're just going through the failure. You're just failing enough times so that you win eventually, okay? So that's the thing. You got to keep moving forward with that energy, with that momentum. We are the momentum mystics, okay? We're the momentum mystics. I've already figured it out. We are here to do something very different, cause a different kind of a ripple on this planet, where people will get a sense of how charismatic we are. As soon as we step into the physical world, people will generate so much attention that they don't even want to give, but they give anyway, right? It's like they don't even want, like they're having some other conversation and they see your beingness and your aura, and it's just like the attention immediately goes there, because it's like this dude is creating something, right? This guy's out in the park creating something, doing something, making something happen, right? Shifting the tides of the new generation, of the next world. So it's important, man, once you get attuned to what is it that I'm valuing and what is it that I'm truly here to do. That's been a quest for the longest time in my life. So don't think that it's gonna just happen overnight for you, you know? It's really not. It's like a more so process of growth, right? Where you go throughout time discovering new arenas, new interests, new different things, you know? And it's so fascinating to me, this concept of flow state. Like, I've always been fascinated by that concept of flow state. And once you're tapped into the zone, nothing else really matters. I mean, seemingly every other thing just seems to dissipate and disappear away. Like, you are just completely in the pocket speaking, and it doesn't really matter as much as you think it does. It matters enough that you get it done. Okay? It matters enough that you get it done. So you're just gonna be pushing through the momentum, right? Just doing the thing until it's hardwired and crystal grained into your subconscious, okay? So with a piezoelectric properties, as Dr. Joe Dispenza says, I'm not sure how I feel about the more I study these new age scientists. There seems to be something missing from their, like, they're very good. No, I'll give you that. They're very good at like simplifying very complex, vast psychological, spiritual principles. And I love any kind of integrator, you know? I love any kind of integrator. I mean, take Helena Blavatsky, for instance, right? Who actually took teachings from the East and the West, and you know, and Gnosticism and Christianity and Judaism, and she kind of, you know, made her own thing. She created almost like the Jeet Kune Do of religion or whatever, you know. It's one way to describe it, right? And she was always described as like this woman who would just mix with the commoners, and she was just a woman traveling the world alone. Like, you wouldn't be able to even do that back in the day, right? But she had so much gusto, you know, strength, courage, willpower, whatever it was, is going out into the world and, you know, attending seances and doing all this trippy mystical shit, right? So those types of people, they shape culture, man. that she became the founder of the Theosophical Society. I don't know if you know about Theosophy, okay, but look it up, man. It's really interesting how certain people can really create their lives based on these different concepts, right? Like, I love that idea. Just make your life grand. Make your life like a concept. I've been saying that on these videos for the longest time ever, right? But it's a different thing experiencing it than actually saying it, you know? So that's my main advice to you today, is play that one song, okay? And just keep looping it. Just do it every day as you tap into the zone, as you go for that heavy workout, as you go for that cold shower. Keep looping that song and just go through the motion, okay? You can even make like a 3-song playlist or whatever if it feels better for you that way. Like one for each task or whatever, you know? Play around with it, right? Find your sweet spot with it. Find your flow state with it, basically, right? The beauty of, I love this show, Spotify, not Spotify, it's playlist on Netflix. It's about Spotify, right? How it was created. This guy called Daniel Ek, and it's an amazing story. I love these stories that show like the founders, like going through the struggles and like what they had to go through, right? Who they hired at first, and like, well, all the trials and tribulations and bureaucracy and just like drama, right? It's very interesting to know that, because otherwise you think this thing is absolutely easy. You press a button and it happens for you, right? It's the kind of weak world that we're building for ourselves. It's a weak world, let's be honest. Very weak world, okay? Most people will go running the other direction if like a person is just going through the streets like with a fist fight or whatever, and most people will just run the other way. And that used to be me, man. Like, you know, just get out of danger, get out of trouble, you know? I just want to be by myself, by my lonely, okay? I get that. By my lonely. Oh man, Juice WRLD, rest in peace. So, you gotta understand that energy of the hunt, okay, this is what I'm talking about, okay? Some of you know what I'm talking about. But we are hunter-gatherers originally, okay? So that means there's this energy of, I need to get something done. Okay, I need to get something done today, right? Like that's pretty much every guy, I believe, is like that mentality, right? Unless you're in that existential, like, what's the point anyway, man? You know, I'm only getting older, I'm not getting any fitter, I'm not getting any bitches, I'm just sitting back. You know, like, if you're thinking like that, how are you possibly gonna grow and be in that, you know, top 1% as a man, as you call it, like the top? I mean that's the trend on YouTube. You look at all these pages; they're all starting up from scratch, talking about being the, you know, top 1%. Now, it was interesting. Once my mentor said that out of 100 warriors, soldiers, there's half that won't make it, you know, 10% that'll probably go pretty far, and that 1% that's just a rare breed mofo, you know what I mean? Like a complete paradox glitch, like a Sigma wild card. They can't put a finger on. It's like almost like you know the character Joker, right? The character Joker is saying to Batman, that scene is absolutely incredible, by the way. where he's telling him something along the lines of, hate you? I don't hate you, you know? What would I be without you? Right? And that was such a powerful scene, because the Joker reinstates that, you know, he gets punched and he's laughing. That kind of, you know, Tony Ferguson, or what would I say? Who's that other dude? Max Holloway, right? Like, who just keeps getting punched and punched. And they have a very specific, similar fighting style. That's why I mentioned them together. I don't know why I did that. But like, there's certain boxers or fighters, right, that can just keep getting punched and bleeding and drawing blood and still keeping on going, right? Like that relentlessness. You need that relentlessness back. And the way that it's gonna build up is you forming habits. Me and you are not that different, man. We're really not. We just have different habits. And once we can fine-tune this thing and really, really fine-tune this thing and make it personalized, like make it about ourselves, you know what I mean? Then we make it an incredible, beautiful journey for ourselves. Okay? Because we're the one, not with the Oculus Rift in our eyes, trying to distract ourselves and going into the metaverse. But I think proper integration with whatever it is. I mean, with AI, with any kind of thing that's going to be there in the future, right? Like proper integration, not improper integration. You get what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of improper integration going on. And once you can figure that out, I think we'll be pretty set, because I think the world is rapidly expanding. Everything is going to be split-second attention spans. So the top skill that you need is meditation. You need to learn about meditation. You need to understand your own spirituality so you can grow psychically with your spiritual gifts, spiritual powers. Not that you're going out of the way to seek spiritual powers, because they happen as a byproduct of you just following this path working. And understanding your own lineage, your own pantheon. Who are you connected to? What are you connected to? How are you connected to that? Okay? And really working with that momentum and energy, because you are the momentum mystic on this channel. And I feel your energy rising slowly as I'm telling you this. You're like, yep, I need to get something done today. So to stop procrastinating on that one thing you've been holding off till the New Year's or whatever. Just get it done, you know, and get it done. And kick it the rest of your day, right? And create that playlist, man. And let me know what you guys think of that. And update me on that process. It's going to be lit. Try this out. You'll never be the same again. Let's get it. Upward spiral. May we never be the same again. May the flow be with you. Let's go. Boom.